Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video we're reviewing the Chevy Colorado LT, and I think all of you will be very pleasantly surprised with the pricing on this truck. Before we get in this video, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the Large Miller Chevy here in Provo, Utah for giving me some time with this truck. I'm going to include a link to their website in the description down below so you can check out what they have currently. And then on a side note, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's get into it. Powering the Colorado LT is a turbocharged 2.7 liter four-cylinder that goes through an 8-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 17 around town and then 21 on the highway. Now the LT comes standard with 237 horsepower and then 259 pound-feet of torque. However, you can upgrade to the Turbo Plus variant, which this truck is, and that brings the power outputs to 310 horsepower and then 390 pound-feet of torque. Now, before we go to the front end, I do want to mention, if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. So starting with the hood, the red paint on this particular Colorado really shows off the body lines. It looks really cool. Now, I do have halogen lights for the headlights. We do get fog lights though with this LT package. And then I like the gray metallic trim here for the grille, and then look at the Chevy bow tie right there. And then you guys can see here at the bottom, you do have tow hooks, and then you do have the air dam as well. And putting it all together with this red paint, I do like the look of this truck. It's really sharp. Coming around the side here, tire and wheel setup is 255, 65, 17 in the front and over in the rear. And then you guys can see the coloration on the wheels, metallic gray. I think the overall setup, it looks good with the rest of the truck. You guys will see that in a moment. Love the look of the fender here there with the cut. You got our Colorado badge. And you guys can see the mirror cap, metallic gray. And you got body painted door handles and keyless entry. And then here's your full side view with the LT package. You guys can see the 4x4 decal there at the end of the bed. And for those of you wondering, this still does utilize leaf springs. Now here's a key fob. We have our unlock function or lock function, then the Chevy bow tie there on the back. And popping into the back, first off, the tailgate is dampened, which is really nice. And then you guys can see we do have a ruler here on the edge of the tailgate. And just like the Canyon, this happens to have the little storage thing, which is actually easier to pick up there on the side. But yeah, you could use this for storage. It also does have a drain plug as well, so you can put ice back here if you want. One thing I will mention after using this for a while is sometimes it can be kind of finicky with getting it locked because you kind of have to push down on it a little bit, and I'm probably going to play with that one a little bit more. But anyways, it's still a cool feature to have. And then when it comes to the bed for a mid-size pickup truck, it's actually pretty large. It seems like other automakers are kind of shrinking their beds, but they still kept the Colorado bed nice and big. And picking up the tailgate, pretty dang light. Chevrolet stamped into the tailgate. Got your badges here on the back, and then pretty cool taillights. Bumper step there. We do have parking sensors at the bottom as well. And putting it all together, even in quote-unquote more baseline form, this truck still looks really good. Now taking a look at the door panel here, you guys can see the padding with the stitching that goes across, and I do like the look of that little piece right there, the handle to be specific. And then being an LT, we do have these cloth seats, as you can see. I do like the center mesh there. I think that looks pretty good. And then there is storage underneath the seat. You cannot just lift it up. You do have this little tab that you have to pull to lift up the seat, and then you can push the tab and that'll put the seat back down. Legroom back here is actually really good, and then just we got a storage pocket on that side, but not on the driver's side. We do have some cup holders back here. You got some vents, some USB action as well, and then the window here in the rear, it is manual for the operation. And then last but not least, headroom. It's good. Now taking a look at the front door panel, you guys can see here with the padding and the stitching that goes across, we got all of our window controls. Driver one is automatic. You got your mirror adjustments, and then there's a quick look at the mirrors. Payload capacity with this truck is 1,624 pounds, which is more than a lot of full-size pickup trucks. Pretty crazy. Now, towing capacity is 3,500 pounds if you have the standard output. With this Turbo Plus variant, towing capacity jumps up to 7,700 pounds. Now, taking a look at the front seat here, you guys can see again with the mesh all down the center. Manual adjustments here, and then we got our trailer brake controls integrated from the factory, and then the steering wheel is manually adjustable. So taking a look at the steering wheel, really nice trim all around. You got some nice stitching on the center as well. We've got radio controls there on the back of the steering wheel, and then on the front face you've got practical controls like your voice command controls. This is for the center screen there. Cruise control, and then of course we have our stock there in the back for the turn signal and the windshield wipers. So here is the center gauge cluster, fully digital, and like I said, you can press a little button and you can change the information that the screen shows, just kind of like the general layout of the screen. I think that's one of the cool features about the new Colorado. Now we do have a backup camera. You can do regular trajectory lines, you can also do trailer tow line, and then you can also zoom in on the receiver hitch as well, so pretty cool with that part. And then as for the rest of the infotainment system, so you notice that we always have this little button up here for the lights. It's a shortcut button for it, but then there is also like the main tab portion where you can basically go into controls here on the truck, and then you have access to lights there as well. So they've doubled up with the buttons, but as for the rest of the screen, it responds really well. Has Apple CarPlay, has Android Auto, and it has still like an analog control for the volume, which is a nice thing to have. So really good infotainment system. We have automatic dual zone climate with this truck, and then look at all of the trim here on the dash. That makes it feel more premium, that is for sure. And then I like the look there to the vent, like how it goes to the vent rather. I think that looks pretty cool. And then we have the button to roll down all the windows at once, auto stop start. You've got your hazard lights, lane departure, and then your auxiliary item right there. And then we have our USB action. So here's our shifter for the 8-speed automatic transmission, and this is pretty interesting with the driveline select. The dial's like almost flat instead of popping up because there is no drive mode select. But we still get 4-wheel high, auto, and then 2-wheel high, and then your trailer tow mode that you can go into. Parking brake right there. You've got some cup holders, center console, which is pretty normal for a mid-sized truck. And then we get the glove box, also pretty normal for a mid-sized pickup truck. And then up top, no center for anything like that, but we do have a manual mirror dimmer. So here's our window sticker for this LT crew cab. You guys can see all the standard equipment, which comes with quite a bit. Base MSRP, $34,900. Now this does have some options added to it, so you can see like LT convenience package. The Turbo Plus is another $1,000. Got a few other options. This paint job is $500 almost, roughly. But after all options, oh, and this has the auto locking rear differential too, so that's going to help out with, you know, bad weather conditions, and then also off-road as well if you take it off-road. $40,905 the total MSRP. Let's see how it drives. Well, let's talk about visibility before we set off. Here's your visibility over the hood, both of the mirrors, throughout the rest of the rear, and I like that we have a regular shifter. Also, I forgot to mention, it does have manual function, just the plus and minus there on the side of the shifter. They're kind of hiding a little bit. But, you know, initially setting off here in the Colorado LT. Super excited to finally review this. I still want to review like a base model, like Colorado WT, but really hard to find actually. Just the new Colorados in general, they've been really popular so far, and you know, finding, you know, base model versions of any vehicle in today's markets, it just seems like it's super difficult. But initially setting off really good torque. I've driven this powertrain a few times now in the Colorado. First one was with the Z71 package, and then I also did a review on a Trail Boss as well, so that's another one. And get up and get our acceleration here. Don't have any drive modes, so we're just in whatever mode. It's so quick for a mid-sized pickup truck. It's crazy. Again, I want to feel what the standard output powertrain feels like, but this Turbo Plus powertrain, it's a monster for a mid-sized pickup truck. Like, so much torque. I mean, it does not struggle whatsoever to get up and move. I will say the steering wheel, like, listen to this. I don't know what that's about, but the steering wheel's making like a weird... It's okay, it's not doing it anymore. That's okay. No, it's doing it again now. What the heck? Listen to this. Now it's not doing it. Okay, whatever. Anyways, to sum things up here, the Colorado LT. I think this truck looks good on the outside. It would be cool to have LED lights, but you know, again, for the price point this is at, I'm okay with halogen lights. And then interior, you know, cloth seats, all that kind of stuff, it's to be expected in this segment. But I mean, they've put some nice like materials here, like on the dash and everything. The steering wheel feels very premium, shifter, all that kind of stuff. So they've done a good job with making, like in this too, like the buttons here as well, like just making the interior feel premium. So great job there. And then it drives really well. Overall, I think this is a really good value. $40,000 roughly, just under $41,000 for a mid-sized pickup truck that can tow over 7,000 pounds, has over 1,600 pounds of payload capacity. With all the features this has, Yeah, I think they did it. I think they did a really good job. So I guess we will cap this off with saying, let's make affordable trucks great again. And also, let's make physical buttons to turn on the lights great again as well. I mean, it's good they have a shortcut button there, but still, I do miss having like a little physical dial to turn on and off the lights.